Hi everyone, and welcome to Mail Something Pretty. Today is our weekly live. Today is May 6th. So, just going to give it a minute to make sure that we're all connected because I'm doing something a little bit different today. I am only streaming to YouTube. And then and then the replay will still be on YouTube, and then I will upload the replay to Facebook. Um, there have been a couple changes, and so I've had to kind of change something up. So I want to make sure. All right, good. Notification just went out that we're live on YouTube, and I just want to make sure if you are watching. Oh, yay, Cindy! Thank you. Perfect. 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 Okay, thank you. Okay, good. I know we're working. Yeah. So I had to switch. I think I put in my email this morning that will now be live from YouTube so anyone can watch. And if you subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to my channel, you get a notification that I'm going live. And then the replay will still be on YouTube, and then I will upload the replay to Facebook because Facebook, for some reason, is now deleting lives after 30 days. Not sure why. So I think this kind of works. Um, Good. Okay. And Jill's here too. Perfect. Okay, great. So we are good. And Jill, I have your card to show. I just got Jill's card in the mail. She sent me this lovely Mother's Day card, and I wanted to show it off because I like to show off cards that I get. So thank you. That was very sweet. All right. So let's see. The other thing I'll do while I have the camera on my face before I put it to my desk is look at these. Aren't these beautiful? These, I wish you could smell them. They're lilacs. My dad just brought them over yesterday. He had picked some for my mom, and I oogled over them. And so he brought me some yesterday. And lilacs are one of my favorite flowers. I just love the smell. And we're actually going to do a lilac today for today's card. So I wanted to bring it up, and I can smell it, and it's really pretty. So I'm sorry you can't smell. All right, so let's see. The other thing I wanted to say, as people are trying to find us, I just posted on Facebook that we're over here on YouTube. Um, the new catalog starts today, and I can open it up online. I can show you guys inside stuff. So this just started today, as well as some new online exclusives. So Stamp It Up. They can't put everything in the catalog anymore. They offer too many things. So the catalog would be super thick. They also introduce, I think it's 6 times a year, new sets of products. And so they can't do that with paper catalog. So those are called online exclusives. So a new batch of online exclusives also launched today. So if you just go to the what's new or on the website, you can look up online exclusives. It will bring it right there. But there's a whole bunch of new things in the store. Cindy loves lilacs, especially the deep purple ones. Yeah, these are pretty dark. Usually mine are like a lilac color. And I have a bush I planted maybe 2 or 3 years ago, so it's still kind of new. Had a couple blossoms last year, so I didn't cut them, and I have no blossoms this year, which I know is normal. So this is a treat. Okay, so new catalog, new online exclusives. There are two new kits that launch today every month. There's two new kits that launch, and I think it's called Beautiful Blues. And that's not a stamping one, but it's all blues and it's all like sympathy, thinking of you, kind of comforting things. So they're nice cards. And then the other one, think it's called like Sent with a Smile or Sending Smile, something like that. And that no, the blues ones has a stamp set. The Sending a Smile one doesn't, and it's 8 different cards, and it comes. You get a little box to put them all in, and they're just kind of happy, fun cards. So that's new. Today is the last day of the paper share. So if you're interested in the paper share, you need to sign up by the end of today. I'll put a link in, and we'll and the starter kit. There's a new starter kit special today. All right, but let's get to the fun stuff. So let me put my desk on here. Perfect. Okay, good. All right. So we got things. We're gonna make some cards. So I have some new products. So I did not pre-order a lot of things. One, because there were some things I wanted that I couldn't pre-order. We only had a limited list. And two, I just wanted to kind of get ideas and see what people are making. So I did order from this suite. I ordered the whole bundle, or sweet collection. It's kind of elegant, although you're gonna see I'm not using it necessarily in an elegant way, but it's pretty. So it has a big spread. So there's that page. And so these are the two stamp sets Here we go. Then I'm going to show you, and here's the lilac right here. And then they have this beautiful paper, and that I'll use the embossing folder. I brought those up. We'll see if I use them. I'm not using this paper today, but I just want to show you. It's pretty. So it has like um elegant side kind of on one side, and then more graphics on the other. So it's really pretty. Again, kind of elegant. So we'll use that another time, but it went with it, but we're not using it today. So we are going to use paper that is part of the online exclusive section called, what's it called? Celebratory Sips. So it's bright and cheerful, kind of more of the style that I like. Um, and so these are some of the pieces I've used. I'll show you the samples. You got some fun little summer drinks. They can be mocktails or alcoholic beverages. And then you got some flowers. This is a fun page. I like the colors, and you'll see there's some new in colors in here, which I'll show you too. I have those as well. And you get some nice polka dots. Let's see, did I get all the pages? I want to show you all the patterns. I may have done, oh, there's one more. Oh, I'm just gonna take this one out because we're gonna use this side on our cards. And then there's that one. And that might be hard for you to see, but that's one of the new in colors. Forget its name. I'll find you that name in a second. So anyways, this is the new paper. So it might get confusing. It's already confusing to me. This is in the online exclusives, and it will be available for a while because there's a coordinating. Sorry, I should have marked it off. You can kind of see it's a little shown here. There's another. I'll find it later. There's another coordinating piece that goes with that that's in the catalog somewhere. Trust me, it's in there somewhere. Okay. So you guys want to see the card. So this is the card that Anita gave me for my birthday. And so when you open it up, it's like a little surprise inside. So you get this, oops, you get this little pop-up. And so it's just kind of fun. So it's just a little unexpected surprise because it folds flat to go in the envelope and then it pops up. So that's what we're going to do today. So I've made a couple samples and then we're going to make a slightly different version. So this card is very similar to Anita's, except for, I changed the embossing folder, changed the colors and all that kind of stuff, but the technique of it is the same. So I have that still there. I decided on this one to use a different color versus the card base. This is one of those new colors called Timid Tiger. Pretty sure that's what it's called. And this is peach pie. So, and yeah, flowers are new. And so this one is also a similar layout. So here's a lilac. I use the same plaid as I used in that one. And then this one pops up like that. So, all right. So I'm going to kind of walk you through what I did here, but then I'm going to change things up. So let's see. If I move this down, you guys can see I want you to be able to see the samples. Okay. So we are going to use, what colors is, oh, you want to see all the new ink colors before we start? Excuse me. This is, I love this. Secret Sea, that's the name of it. And so it's like it's like a really, like a nasty, nasty is the wrong word, but I mean like a stormy, that's just a better word, a stormy sea, like dark water. But it's really kind of a cool color. I'm sure gonna be one of my favorites. This is the Timid Tiger. And I will another time put these colors next to other colors so you can kind of see like the difference between pumpkin pie and this Timid Tiger. Strawberry Slush, which is a color it's actually returning. We had it a few years ago. They retired it. Can't remember if it was a regular color or an in color before. I don't remember. But it's a great, actually, it's kind of similar to my shirt. It's a great kind of pink red. This is, I don't know, I probably should be showing you in the saran wrap to be careful because I already cut my thumb once. This is the cloud cover. So it's like a, oh, those two together really pretty. So it depends what you pair it with. It'd be more blue or it could be more gray. This is the one that the ink pad wasn't working. I wrote about this morning, but we're going to talk about that options later. Not today. We'll talk about options about that another time because there are definitely workarounds. And then this is the, I cut my thumb on my pruning shears. And it's right where I use it. This is Darling Duckling. So it's, these two are really sharp together. I think I even have something, my purse. Oh, I can almost see it. It's almost, I have a purse that has like these two colors. So anyways, we're going to use this. So I'm really like the new ink colors. The ones that went away are like the boho blue, pebbled path, moody mauve, coyote canyon maybe, and wild wheat. Those are the ones that went away. All right. So we are going to start just cutting this in half at 4 1/4. So it's a regular kind of size card base. We will score it at 5 1/2. So that is a regular card base. Then we're going to take this piece, leftover piece, and we are going to cut this at 6 and at 4 1/4. So it's already 4 1/4. So that's what we need. So 6 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to score it. So this is what's going to, this pop up, this part on the inside. So I will take a picture and I will post these on Facebook. And I don't know if I can post it on YouTube. We'll gonna figure it out as we go along. So here's the card base, and you'll see, ignore the version 2 for a second. 4 1/4 by 11. We scored it in half at 5 1/2. We'll get to that in a second. The pop out is 6 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score it at these measurements. So at half, 1 1/4, 2, 4, 4 3/4, and 5 1/2. So let's do that now. So I'm going to look at it landscape wise, and we're going to score it. Where I can see it at half, 1 1/4, 2, 4. And if you wanted at this point, you could flip it around and do it again because they're symmetrical. But I'll just keep going. 4, 4 3/4, and 5 1/2. All right. So I'm going to set that aside. We'll fold that and everything, but I'll just set that aside for a second. So now we're going to do our stripes. So this is where I'm going to do it a little different. So let's show you. So these two, I copied Anita's pretty much exactly, except for like the stamping. But you can kind of see the layout is all the same. So these strips here are all well, I did mine 5 1/2. I did the same width of the card. You can make it a little shorter. If you look closely, she has a little border. So you could do 4 1/4 or 4 3/8 or something. But I did mine 5 1/2 and by 1 1/2. So each of the strips is 1 1/2 wide. And then this panel, so here you go. So the front strip is, I did mine 5 1/2 by 1 1/2. Again, you can kind of play with that 5 1/2 if you want. The front panel is 4 1/2 by 3 1/2. So this white here is 4 1/2 by 3 1/2. I used my Forever Plaid embossing folder to give it a little texture. And Anita used, you can go, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a little tufting. So you could also leave it plain. So if I was going to make this same one, That's the measurements I would do. But I'm gonna vary mine up a little bit. Instead of an inch and a half, I'm just gonna make mine 2 inches. So we'll just start there. So I wanted to go this way, paying attention to my pattern. All right, so I'm just gonna do 2 inches by 5.5 instead of that 1.5. So that's not that much different. So this will just go on like that. Okay, but we're gonna actually emboss too. But we'll just get all the cutting done. So, and then the inside, we are going to do, these will be 1.5. Oh, but I think I want them to go in this direction. My other pieces of paper didn't have directions, but this one does. So I'm going to cut it this way. 1.5 by. So this is where you can do 4.25 or 4. I'm just going to do 4.25 for now because we can always trim it. We need to. So what these are like the 2 side panels is what I'm cutting. So you can see I made this one just go flush with the edge. And then this one, there's a little border. So we'll decide that later. But for now, they're cut so that we can really do either. Okay, that might be all the cutting. We'll see. That might be all the cutting. So before I put this on, and I can, but I thought it'd be nice to have a little texture. And so this one I'm going to show you is not complete. But there is a little texture on the base, and that is with, this is new and it goes with that sweet. It's called, oh, hold on, I didn't want to drop those. What's it called? I have to learn the new names of everything. Damask. Oh, do you say damask or damask? We'll have to find out. Damask designs. So that's what this is. So we are going to emboss the front with it because I actually think it's going to look really nice with this color. So, don't really know if there's like a right side, like an up direction, like this size or this side, but because of how we're going to emboss it, it has to go. Well, I could have it go sideways, but I don't think that's right. So I think it needs to go this way, which could be upside down, but that's how I did the other one. So we'll find out. I'll have to ask my club ladies if they think, I do think it goes this way, but it might not. You can't really, it's probably hard for you to see. All right, and this is a standard, not a 3D. So what that means is we're going to use our platform and we're going to use the 2 clear plates. I like to put my folded edge in first. So it's going to go that way. Here we go. So because it's subtle and it's dark, I don't really know if there's like a upside down version. But regardless, it has to go this way because this is the direction of the card. But it's a nice background. I just love this color. Love this color. All right. Actually, like when I use my fingernail and my bone folder, I actually like to do it on the back side in case I make any kind of marks. All right. I just think that and a little words would be a nice thing. Okay, so now we're going to put this on top. So this has that cloud cover pattern, the color in there. I think those two colors work really nicely together. And I'm just going to center it as best I can. So this card is going to have a different feel to these ones because these are all kind of bright. I want to say bright and happy colors. This one's a little bit more subdued. We'll find out if it's elegant or not when we're done. All right, so with the next, I'm just, oh, this is what I want. So I'm going to use beige because I think that will, it's another neutral, tie it in together without it being white. I think it ties in. Again, I think this color is going to match so many colors. Very excited. I'm just looking for this. All right. So this is a bundle. This is all part of like that super suite that I showed you in the catalog, but you can also just get it as a bundle. So it's called Gallery Blooms. And when I'm done, I'll show you. I would have used 3 of these flowers. But look at these. It has tons of dies. So it has all the dies to go with all the shapes of the flowers. And it also has some detailed pieces, but it has this frame piece. That's what we're going to use. Actually, I'm going to set that aside because I'll need that later. That's what we're going to use. And so I'll show you. It's going to cut out like 3 pieces at once. All right, let's get this back here. And now we need all of our pieces. Oop, missing one. Missing this one. All right, again, I'm using basic beige. I'm just going to, actually, I like to put it on a slight, if I can. It's kind of big on the piece of paper, so I'm going to tilt my paper a little bit, but so it's still within that width. And by doing that, it just won't get that big kerclunk. A little bit. Could have been louder. All right. So it cuts 3 pieces at once. So you get a nice rectangle, and you get another rectangle, and another rectangle. This one I have to use my poker to get it out. Look at that. So that one die makes the 3 frames. Just kind of cool. So you can cut a whole bunch with different colors and make, multi-colors, or you can use each piece at once. For this card, I'm going to use the middle frame. But I don't know if you can see it. This one, there's like a little scored mark, a little like miter, and which is kind of cool, like a frame. This one does not have it, but if you want it, I'm going to show you what you can do. Maybe. I need my stylus. Okay, I'm going to interchange here, put my stylus in here. And you could use a ruler, but I'm actually just going to use this. I just need really a straight edge. And what I'm going to do is connect that corner to this corner. And it makes a little, I don't know if you're going to see it, but there's a little mitered edge. So I'm going to do that on all 4 corners. And it's just a little detail. It would also look nice. I already embossed this, but you can use embossing folders too for the frames. I think that look cool. You're gonna see lots and lots of samples for this whole suite collection. All right, so now I have, again, it's just a minor little detail. I'm going to save these because I'll use them on something else. All right, so now, rather than, here, we'll do this one. Let me see both. Hey, Debbie, you found us. Thanks for hopping over to YouTube. And for those who have tuned in, this was the card that I am copying from. This is Anita gave me for my birthday. And so you open it up and you get this little fun little pop out. So that's kind of what we're copying. So I made pretty much the same layout here. Oops. Keep wanting to open it there. And then you get this part pops out. So I'm making a slight variation of this one to here. I made a wider strip, 2 inches versus 1.5. And rather than having this big white panel, I just used my new frame die from the Gallery Blooms. And I'm just going to put this on like that instead. So I'm just going to glue that directly versus use the pop-ups. I will use that on the flower. So now I'm just going to, and I should have showed you this before. The reason why I made this strip thicker is because I think that is 1.5 inches. So I needed it, it's close. So I needed it a little bit bigger. Okay, so now that's what we have so far. And let's actually put our middle together and then we'll decorate the top. So we're going to do this piece. So I had already cut it, remember at the beginning? So it's 6 by 4.25. And I did all these score marks that I will post somewhere for you. And so now you can either fold it like this goes in the middle and then it's just like accordion style. So it comes like that. And we'll do the same thing on that side. I'm actually going to use that. Like that. So then when we put it in the card, it will pop up. And then we'll put on a little. So I had cut these so they were 4.25. But actually now I'm thinking, I think I want to see the border all the way around. So now we're going to trim them. But by cutting them at 4.25 at the beginning, that gave me the choice. Either keep them at 4.25 or trim them down. Better to kind of have too much and trim down than wish you had more. So these two are going to go right here. I'm going to put them right on the edges. Some of my cards, I'll show you again, have different patterns than the front, but this paper didn't really give me another choice of patterns that would work with it. All right, I'm just kind of eyeballing the same with those two and same with those two. So now that's what I did. So now I'm just going to put glue on the inner side little tabs, kind of keep it as closed as possible and press it down right in the middle there. Not hard to do, just try not to get sticky. The hardest part is picking it up. All right, so I'm going to try to squish it down. And the top and bottom do line up with the edges of the card. They are the same width. And you just press down and then it pops up like that. So then now we can kind of decorate. Should have do. I already cut my white to go in here. I'll tell you what size that is. That is 1 3/4 by 4. So we'll stamp that and put that in. It's up to you if you want to write your little message first and then glue it in there, or you can kind of smush it down and write your message. And then we're going to decorate the front. So, and then I have this other one we need to finish too. So, oh yeah, so this one went flush. This one might be harder to see, but this one, there's a little border in there. And then this is a contrast pattern to the front, and that is the same. So lots of leeway. All right, so let's stamp. Did I bring paper even up? I think this is big enough. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna use that lilac here. And excuse me. If you missed the beginning, I'm just going to show you because they're so pretty. I actually have some real lilacs here and they smell so good. It's kind of my inspiration. All right. So I'm using Memento Black because we're going to use blends markers to color. I think I just put my thumb in it, so I'm going to ink it again. Let's kind of put it in the middle because we'll cut it out. Okay. What I've been doing is stamping, cutting, and then coloring because I've too many times have stamped, colored, and then cut, and then I cut it, and it's I don't cut it right. It's crooked, it's the margins are off or whatever. So I'd rather stamp, cut, and then color. I don't know about you guys. Oh, Jill, thank you for my pronunciation. Let's see. Damask. All right, so it's damask. Damask. I'm horrible with the pronunciations. Excuse me. Thank you. It's a nice embossing folder. I'm gonna have a sip of water. That might clear out the frog in my throat. Okay. So we are going to, and these ones are pretty easy to cut out. They line up pretty easy. I know people have asked me in the past, do I tape them down? I generally don't. So I kind of put this edge down first and then slowly lower it. And if it moves, then you can pick it up and move it back. And do it again. And then what I do is I hold it down with my thumb or my hand before it gets to the part here. And that generally seems to keep it in place. Let's see. Well, it wasn't perfect. Let's do another one. And then we'll pick the best of the two. Where's the... Oh, here it is. Get the colorings quick, so we'll do, make sure that wasn't the wrong one. Okay. Let's try this, and then we'll pick the best one. Sometimes when I do tape it down, like with washi tape or something, and then I lift it up, the washi tape rips the paper. And that's kind of really the reason why I don't use the washi tape. And my plates are a little bowed, and that could sometimes affect where it moves. So how I fix that, the warping or the bowing, that's better, is I'll show you. So I store it rather than lift these up because they do go up for easy storage. I put the two clear plates underneath and I crank them through to the middle and I store it like that, and it seems to smush them down and flatten them up. So that's kind of how yeah, this one's better. All right, I can pick it up. So I'm going to, yeah, there. This is an easy coloring. I'm not going to get fancy because the lilac petals are so little. I'm using for this one, because lilacs do come in different colors. This is a light fresh fuchsia. But there are many purple blends that you can use. And I could use, you know, two of one color, but I'm just doing one. So that's pretty easy. And then for the leaves, for this one, I'm using Granny Apple Green. So I'm doing the light color first, the whole thing. And then I'll just highlight a little bit with a darker. Ooh, that tip is bad, so we're going to use the other tip. Okay, so kind of a scribble, but it works. All right, Mary Lou just got here. Hi, just got home from prayer shell knitting group, so I'll watch a replay too. Great, well, I'm glad you joined us. So we're almost done with this one. So that's gonna go like that. So before I put that together though, I wanted to show you something. If I can- oops, oh, here. All right, so let me go back. So I think this frame gives you some flexibility. So again, we have the one layer, the solid bigger layer, and so that's pretty. But the frames kind of give you a little flexibility, a little peek, but you can see the paper more, which is kind of fun. And so on this one, I just used one of the flowers. I just want to show you something. I have not colored these yet. You could do like corner to corner. I think that would be pretty. Um, you could, what I was thinking was corner to corner. I wonder if oh, yeah, you could even do four. You could actually make your own frame. So you can play with it. Um, and I'll show you the other one. I'm using a bigger flower. We'll finish this one first. So that's going to go like that. And then I cut out two white pieces here and we'll see. I can either do celebrate or happy birthday. The happy birthday will not fit on the inside, but the celebrate will. So let's do the happy birthday on the front. And look, this is brand new. I haven't even opened it yet. Oop, that's not my cutter, that's my stylus. So this is that new color. I'll put my stickers on later, but it's called Secret Sea. I'm gonna actually stamp both of these pieces and we'll decide which one we want to use. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. That one has a smudge. So we're gonna use this one. So you can put it down kind of on the frame, which I actually kind of like. I think we'll do it that way. All right. How we doing? On time. Let's just checking. And then we're gonna pop up our lilacs. With, yep, dimensionals. It's like this card smells nice because I have the lilacs here. So it's like I can actually smell them. Lilacs right there, like that. So again, a little bit more elegant than like this one's a little more whimsy. And on the inside, we're going to stamp celebrate. So it fits. It's a kind of a narrow little panel. About a second to dry. I don't want to smudge it because I only have one piece. Oh, actually, leave the glue out. Oh, and I know, while that's drying, we can finish this one. So similar to that, the same embossing, the same, just different print, but this, you can see how similar it is. What I have here is I did the bigger flower from this set. So these are to me, they look like peonies. And so I just did them pink with a little yellow on the inside. I just tied a ribbon just in a knot. This is, I think, the ribbon that comes with this bundle. Oh no, actually, I think this one comes with the paper, the SIPS paper. And I'm just going to go like that. So I thought, like, I think the colors are pretty and everything, but I thought that maybe that gets lost because of all the prints and the patterns. And so what I did is, this is all part of that like mega suite. The beautiful motifs go with it, and they're really nice words, but they have these nice dies. So I used this big fern one, cut it out, kind of ripped it, but that doesn't matter. It's going to go underneath. And I think that kind of tones it down a little bit. So we're going to just put a little, see if I can do this without getting sticky. So I ripped it. I'm not even using that much glue. I'm gonna put it a little bit on the side here, so it's on the frame. And then I will put dimensionals here. I'm gonna put a little one on the base. I actually have a person, I have her envelope is all addressed, so I know exactly who this is going to. She just got out of the hospital. All right, so I think this greenery kind of tones it down. Otherwise, it would be a little bit busy. And then, oh, here we go. This, I'm gonna write on it first before I glue it on there, just so I don't smudge it, but that's what will be on the inside. So those words came from the beautiful motifs, which is part of this whole bundle. Okay, so meantime, this should have dried. This will go on the inside. So Mary Lou, I don't know if you heard me at the beginning. This card was inspired by Anita's birthday card that she sent me because I had that little pop-up that I really liked. All right, so now we have this, and do you think we need any gems? Let's see, these are the ones that go with the suite. And they're called pressed flower motifs. It looks like there's two sizes. Let's see. We'll use a big one and a little one. Where do we want them to go? We'll go right there. One will go here. I generally like to do 3, but sometimes I could count. This is 1, 2, 3, the flower. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I don't think I want 3 of the gems because yep, I think that's what I'm gonna keep it. Okay. Anita is talented. I love saving all your cards because I really do get inspiration from them all. All right, so there we go. There's that pop up. And so it just smushes flat, so it fits right in an envelope, and it can be mailed with a regular stamp. So I'll show you real quick. Oh, saw that Ruth was getting it. This is the one that Anita made, and there was inside, and she had slightly different pattern than on the front. And then I made this one, and then I did the patterns there, and I did a different color than the card base on this one. And then I made this one with lavender, not lavender, lilac. I guess you could kind of say it's well, it's definitely a lilac, but you might be able to get away with calling it lavender. So this would be a little Mother's Day card. And then this one, oop, I just didn't glue in my inside yet. With that big peonies, which I love. Those are just starting to grow outside. And then this one. So there you go. There we go. I don't know what the fold is called. So if anybody knows, let me know. Type it in the comments so we'll know. I'll ask Anita too if she knows what it's called. But for now, I'm just saying it's like a little pop-up surprise in the inside. All right. So thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for finding me on YouTube if you don't usually go on YouTube. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I will post this to Facebook so you can kind of watch the replay in either place. And I said way at the beginning, I'll just say quickly now, we have the launch of the new catalog. So it's finally here. We're very excited. There's also new online exclusive products. So that's where I use that paper. This paper is from the online exclusive section. And actually, I brought up the stamp set that goes with it. This is also in that online exclusive section. So you have this fun stamp set and the dies. Looking forward to using that. And then 2 new kits launched today. Today is the last day of the paper share. If you just go to mailsomethingpretty.com/paper share, that information will come up. And we'll talk about the starter kit another day, but there is a really cool, it's actually the biggest starter kit offer ever. So for $99, you pick out $165 worth of products, free shipping, you get a complimentary paper pumpkin kit, catalogs to share, a whole world of online resources and connections and all that stuff. So I'm happy to talk with anyone about that. That's what I have for you today. Thanks for joining. Thanks for finding me. And I will post pictures of these cards on my Facebook page. And so you can find them there. I'll also put a link of this video with those. So if you need to watch the replay, you can do that. All right. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next week.